Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my review for The Walking Dead World Beyond Episode 4. This season is flying by. Guys, don't forget to give a subscribe for the channel as well. Would really appreciate it. And leave a comment as well. I always want to hear your thoughts. This is Episode 4 of World Beyond. This season, 6 episodes left. 2 seasons is all this show is going to be. 20 episodes altogether, so we have 16 episodes left to see where this story and direction of these characters is actually going, and how much more we're going to find out about the CRM, which ties in to the Rick Grimes movies, and Fear the Walking Dead have started to do that again. So this is a solid enough episode. Not the best episode so far, not the worst episode, pretty solid. The group is split into 3 groups of 2. They're in this school, they want to look for supplies before they leave. So we've got Elton and Felix together, we've got Hope and Hook together, and we've got Iris and Silas together. Now, so Elton and Felix. Felix wants to change all the kids' minds. He wants to get them back to the colony. He wants to get them off the road. He wants to try and persuade them one by one that we should go back. He starts with Elton. Elton is not the strongest character of the what we've seen in this season so far. We've yet to see really a good backstory for him. I thought it would have been in this episode, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to be episode 5. We'll have to wait and see. But it's just about killing walkers. This episode could have been great. There could have been so much more in it, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But that's what Felix is trying to do. He's trying to change his mind. We've got Hope and Hook together, kind of bonding together. There's a lot of character development going on, just a lot of talk. We get to see a little bit more backstory for what Hook and her life. We'll probably get to see flashbacks later on in the season, stuff like that. But all in all, they just come across a few walkers and nothing really major. There was a look at a wolf. Now this was pretty cool. There's a wolf. There's one scene where a walker is dragged down the hallways and into a doorway. I didn't know what it was at first. I didn't know if it was a person or an animal or what, but we find out it's a wolf. Now they actually used a real wolf for this. Pretty cool as well, but they didn't do anything with it. Like, come on, do something with the wolf. I don't know, it might have been tough. They might have had to use CGI, maybe they don't have the budget for that stuff. I don't know, but like, do something with the wolf. The wolf is there, probably protecting his cubs. Do something interesting with it so we could say, wow, that was pretty cool, and we didn't know what was going to happen there. You could have had the wolf even just chasing them down the hallways and then kind of trying to divert it and stuff like that, or leave a trap for the wolf so they don't get eaten. Something would have been cool because it would have built substance, it would have built kind of that anticipation with the characters, and it would have just been interesting for us as audiences. They should have definitely did something more with there. We've got Iris and Silas there kind of in the gym of the school. They're gonna end up having a relationship, or they're just in a love interest at the minute. They do fall for each other, but I don't think this is gonna end pretty good. I think one of them is gonna die, maybe Silas or Silas, or it could be Iris as well. It could be. We'll have to wait and see. But their relationship, I don't mind their relationship. I actually like Silas a lot. He's probably one of my favorite characters from this show. But yeah, they have a dancing scene where it kind of gives flashbacks to like a prom or something, and there are actual people around them. I didn't really like that too much. I think it was too much on the nose. They could have just had music playing, it would have been enough, but that's what they decided to do. And then Silas, we know, is kind of he's not all there, you know. He kind of loses his temper. He's gone through a lot of shit. We didn't really get to see who he bet up in episode 3 and why his fists were really that bloody and bruised up. Maybe it was his grandparents who turned into walkers. But I like his character. I think there's so much potential there with the character, and I hope they write the character right for the rest of the season. And I actually hope he survives season 2. There's so much you could do with him there. And I like that he's this kind of big, huge guy that is willing to beat walkers up with his fists. We haven't really got to see that in the Walking Dead universe. We get to see a flashback to Hope and her father, which is pretty interesting. This is just before her father left to go with the CRM. He is really in with the idea of going and helping the CRM. He believes in their vision. He believes they need him, and he believes it's his mission to go and help them. She doesn't want him to go, of course. Of course, she's a bit of a rebel. She said, I'll stop being bold. I'll stop doing pranks. I'll stop being like a bad girl and stuff like that, to try and persuade him to stay. And he says, I'm not going because you're like that at all. I'm going to help us and build a future. Okay, that's pretty interesting, and we'll probably get to see more flashbacks of them as well. The father we've yet to see more of, and I wonder, is he actually alive or not with the CRM, but we'll talk about that post-credit scene. We also had some interesting... what I would love for this show to do a little bit more is, I don't mind the character development, I don't mind the filler, I don't mind that stuff as long as there's something of substance there within that episode. This episode, they could have told all those stories, they could have had the character development, but they could have also had the wolves as kind of a threat. That would have been interesting, that would have been cool. But that's what I decided to do, and it was an okay episode. Now, the next episode, the trailer for that looks pretty good, and I can't wait to see that. Now, let's talk about this post-credit scene. So we get a post-credit scene, comes after the credits. We didn't know if it was a trailer or what was going on, but it was an actual scene. And what was cool about that is we get to look at the CRM, and I don't know what kind of facility in the CRM this is. I don't know what region it's in, if it's in New York, if it's in Philadelphia, who knows exactly where this is, but I'm guessing New York because we get to see a picture of Hope and Irish's father with, I'm guessing, a number of our other scientists on the table. Now, we get to see this walker. This walker is trapped up. In the background, there is more walkers. I'm guessing they're testing on these walkers to try and find a cure of some sort. But these walkers don't look that decayed. They look like they're kind of newish walkers. Maybe just bitten. I don't know. Or are they actually feeding the walkers and giving them nutrients so that they don't decay as fast? They keep their muscle. They keep their fat. Therefore, they're more likely to return back to human form if they find a cure. Because like if you had a walker who was practically decayed and you tried to turn him or her back into a human or cure them, that wouldn't make any sense, because their vital organs would be weak, their heart could be gone. It's the brain that kills walkers. So if everything else is not working and you find a cure, then that person is just going to die. So that's probably why the CRM looks for A's and they look for B's. The A's, in my opinion, is not any day walkers who have been a walker for 5 or 6 years. It is people who have just been bitten or have just turned. Therefore, their vital organs are working. Therefore, their muscle growth is there. Everything is there that they need to return them back to human form. That's just my opinion. B's are more of the soldier type, the more of the civilians, the people that they can recruit into their community because they offer something unique and different that the community needs. That could be fighting skills, that could be something that the community needs. So therefore, Rick Grimes is a B. We got to see in season 7, season 8 that A's are people who were bitten. That's what the Junkyard group was trying to do with Negan, with Rick, with Gabriel, is get them bitten, get the CRM coming, take them away, and they get supplies or whatever in return. And that's what the CRM wanted. When Rick went with the CRM, he was titled as a B. So they'll be able to get him back to full health. And I think he'll end up in the wellness kind of place that one of the CRM soldiers is going to after going up against his leader, saying that I don't think we should have did that. Do not feel any remorse. I think Rick will end up in a place like that to try and get him switched get him kind of, it's kind of like a cult nearly, get him switched into what CRM believes, and that this is the only way, and you do what we say, we decide what you are in this community, and then you get to live a life with all of these supplies. So that's pretty interesting, that post-credit scene. But we get to see the picture on the table, and the guy who was trapped as a walker on that kind of, and being experimented on, is one of the scientists in the picture with Hope and Irish's father. So Hope and Irish's father, is he a walker now? Is he being tested on? Or where exactly is he in this community? Is he in the wellness place? Because maybe he tried to go against the CRM. Maybe he'll come across Rick Grimes. I don't know, but it leaves a lot of mystery. I'm very, very interested to see where this goes. Rick Grimes is a B, and he's definitely not an A. Guys, what did you think of World Beyond Episode 4? Let me know your thoughts. Give a subscribe. I want to hear what you thought of this episode. What do you think of this season? How do you think it links to the Rick Grimes movies? Are you excited, or are you just kind of meh with this show? Give a like, comment, subscribe, guys. Come follow me on all the social medias. MovieBuff100 on Twitter, and we'll talk about this further. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.